In this presentation, I will argue that Jay Park is a cool icon because of his uniqueness, perseverance, and dedication to being an artist. My argument will center around the analysis of Jay Park's background, his music style, and his other pursuits, which have established him as a leading K-hip hop and R&B artist, not just in South Korea, but also around the world. I further explore how his image has given him the power to influence his fans and the change that Jay Park has created due to his influence. Jay Park was born and raised in Seattle, and he moved to South Korea in 2005 when he was 18 for K-pop idol training because he wanted to help his single mother balance with their family's finances. Jay Park was actually the leader of the K-pop group 2PM, but he was kicked out after a year due to his controversial MySpace posts. He criticized the strictness of idol training and the conservative Korean culture by saying things such as, "Korea is gay, I hate Koreans, and I want to go back to the States again." So that was really offensive to his Korean fans, and that did not bode well for him. So Jay Park went back to Seattle, and he continued b-boying with his dance crew AOM, which also stands for Art of Movement, and still b-boys with them once a year, even now. Now, Jay Park became viral again by posting a cover of B.O.B's Nothing On You, which allowed him to break into the Korean music industry again, and he actually returned back to Korea to start his music career afresh. So Jay Park is really relatable to me because I've also moved from Singapore to Australia, and it's a completely different culture. I didn't know anyone here as well. So to hear that Jay Park was able to achieve so much despite coming from such a similar background, I think that it gives me inspiration that I can also do the same and thrive. And given that I have grown up listening to Jay Park since like 2015, I think it's really amazing to see how he has evolved and how he has managed to keep his bad boy image but still remain humble. Now on to Jay Park's music style. Jay Park can dance, he can sing, he can rap, and most of his songs are either hip hop and R&B. And his songs are produced by Cha Cha Merlot, who is his friend from his dance crew AOM. Now, I think a really defining point in Jay Park's career is when in 2015 when he released Mommae, which means body in Korean. And this song had a lot of lyrics about like partying, drinking, and his music video actually featured a lot of like scantily clad girls in like thongs and like really short shorts, which was really controversial because South Korea is very conservative, and in most music videos, all the idols, they're just singing and they're just dancing. And you don't really see any sort of like this kind of like American style music videos in South Korea. So for Jay Park to do this, I think it really opened up a whole different like kind of music place in the music industry for the youth of South Korea. And I think he managed to use his influence with the younger South Korean generation to set up this music entertainment company AOMG, where he signed a lot of like Korean hip hop artists, and that gave a platform for both the younger generation and the artists to share their music and to listen to hip hop music when they wanted to in the Korea context. Now, Jay Park's music features a lot of like common, like casual flexing lyrics, like in a lot of hip hop songs. But I think he also shows his vulnerability in his R&B songs, where he talks about how he has persevered and what his views about life is, such as in his favorite song of mine, "To Life," where he says, "To my wins and losses, this is a toast to life." And I think it always reminds me that even though I might encounter setbacks in life, I must always appreciate, what I have in life, and that I should never give up. And Jay Park was also the very first Asian American to be signed on by Jay-Z's Roc Nation in 2017, and he actually managed to release a hip hop album in America in 2019. And I think that's a really big milestone for Asian artists to be acknowledged and even respected by the American music industry, especially that's because where hip hop came from. And I think that's really monumental for, Jay Park to be the first one to do so. Jay Park has also released 5 solo albums and 6 EPs in his entire career, which is really impressive given how busy he actually is. Now, on to Jay Park's image. He definitely has a very rebellious look. He has tattoos on his hands, and you can see later on, he actually has tattoos on his chest as well, and his arms basically everywhere. And the tattoos on his hands are actually very difficult to censor on Korean broadcasting channels, which it's a problem because Korea is very conservative and they think that tattoos are very taboo. And the fact that J Park just flaunts them, like in concerts as well, he's just usually shirtless while performing. So it's very hard to, censor. And J Park also has a lot of like rings, earrings, he has grills on his teeth as well. It's very characteristic of like hip hop artists in America as well. But J Park has also had his, fair share of controversy, such as when he compared himself to Allah in his song Mukbang, where he said, worship me like Allah, get it done like Walla, which was really offensive for the Muslim community. Yeah, J Park was accused of gaslighting those who criticized him by labeling them as haters instead of admitting to his wrongs. But in recent years, he hasn't had much controversy, so I think he has learned from his mistake. Now, on to J Park's other pursuits. J Park has set up 3 entertainment companies. So obviously the first one, AOMG, where he focuses on K-hip hop and R&B. And the second, Higher Music, where he signed on both Korean and American artists. And I think that's really interesting because this is the first time American artists and Korean artists have collaborated together. And I think it's very important because that's a first step forward for, Asian culture to be appreciated by, a worldwide audience. Now, J Park has also in 2022 set up More Vision, where he wants to, set up his own boy group, which I think it just his him coming in like full circle because he was in a boy band and now he's setting up his own boy band, which I hope will have like a trace of his brand, which is, being authentic and being rebellious. And I think that would be really revolutionary for the K-pop industry because a lot of K-pop idols now are just very clean cut and they're very conservative. They don't do much. Yeah. Now, J Park has also been a judge and producer in multiple seasons of Show Me the Money, which is a very popular Korean rap survival show. And he was also a judge on Asia's Got Talent, which I think really shows how much respect he's getting from the music industry and just shows how much he has done to be able to get to such a level where people are asking him for advice. Now, I think one really interesting fact about J Park is that he has recently started his own soju brand. So soju is a Korean alcohol, and I think this really is really quite interesting and rebellious because in Korea, K-pop idols they need to be seen as like clean and innocent, and that they don't usually show that they drink or that they party. But J Park does everything, and he even went on to just start his own soju brand, which shows how much he doesn't conform to societal standards and just achieves what he wants to achieve, which is very inspirational to me because even though he is rebellious, but he still encourages people to be hardworking and never give up. And I think that's something that I want to do in my life as well. So in conclusion, J Park's commitment to developing his own artistry, his talent and creativity as a music producer and performer, alongside his hustle mindset, I think definitely cements him as a cool icon. Thank you.